I kind of wanted to talk about the draft for this one. Oh, that's interesting.
Phoenix's turn to battle.
И вот, кстати, те самые драфты, которые говорили, которые посмотрели, буквально странный драфт, где я не вижу никого, парень ничего отличает, ничего такого, да, нормально. А потом начинается смотреть, начинается сказать, я не готов. Потому что у меня совсем другие цепи, да, нормально. Я так действительно делаю, самостоятельно. Даже вторую это делаю. Слушай, пока что все, я весь все в пределах нормы против этой команды, но в рамках общей этой видите, что уезжает с плана, это такое. Да, немножко странно, я соглашусь. Я как непривычный диссонанс, короче, вызывает. Не каждый день говорили, но и вот Вичи задумались очень сильно, задумались над своим вторым планом. Не знаю, кто они больше хотят дать по противнику. Вообще, по-прежнему остались все сильные герои, Reborn,
Jeez. Charles.
Is everything fine?
Nope, got water right here. Thank you.
Этой связки нет, у них даже нет, просто обычная рекомендация. Корейцы тоже что-то знают. Да, когда они где-то подсмотрели всю нашу информацию, но ладно, это все разряда скандала криминализации, и вторая связка или смотри,
I like casting her spirit because I kind of know what I'm talking about with the hero. Yeah. You DDC? Who plays it? I think DDC. Everyone plays Bounty Hunter though, right? So it's hard for me to say. So ZIF is End, I guess? His name is End. That's ZIF, yeah. I think it was actually a Visage, the game he's talking about, not a Sand King. Visage with what? I'm just saying, like, I think Extinct at the time was, like, very good with Visage, and he was like, ooh, they're gonna give me Visage, and they did, and he's like, eee! Yeah.
новые техники. Командная исполнительница.
You can't TA against OD. That's
Speaking of Viper,
let's go Viper. Anybody can play Viper.
everybody can play Viper.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna pick Death Prophet. Death Prophet's a really good hero.
They can still get Death Prophet Oracle.
Yeah.
И в целом, действительно, прогресс, с которым возникли эти игры, он реально очень заметен. 2 года назад, или 3 года назад, были стабильно на турнире, потом топ-12, топ-8, топ-6, топ-4. Мне кажется, релевантно важно, что мы не знали, к чему все идет. Мы смотрели на другие спортивные дисциплины, видели достижения коллективов, и потихонечку где-то совершенно понимали, что близится тот час. Этот час — это самая эра. И вот посмотрим сегодня, насколько корейский коллектив готов. И пока, видишь, давали хорошие призы, давали сейчас играем в скаче. Давали, которые тоже отправили на сталкера, который получает. И что? Вот, да. Вот она связана, значит, 8 да, играет далее. Я сделал. В целом,
That mouse. Did you see that?
What did you say?
Yang's mouse was like this big pink mouse. It was all glowing.
Oh, really? I only saw the face. I didn't get to see the
Oh, we
mouth.
did go Death Prophet. But why did they not kill it?
I told you. Give me that.
Good job, good job.
If I was on the panel, I could have looked smart for once, you know?
Oh well.
What do you think MVP went? Is this an Ember game?
10
I mean,
remaining.
if I'm MVP, I normally pick Ember Spirit, but I don't know if this is an Ember Spirit game just because they have so much magic damage and so much control with stun.
What about Sven for MVP?
Если прием отвлекает момент, то он будет стакать с больших выше, даст последствия игроков улучшился по XP. Опять же, тот же Леон получит свой быстрый штелл. Опять же, сейчас я еще могу сказать, могу взять, кто будет здесь тоже стакать своего опыта, как они сейчас есть. То есть я проводил спиду, и да, если его можно найти на линии, то потом на сцену
Oh, LD's there, got my back.
Say Omni?
What?
Did you say Omni?
No. I said LD had my back.
Oh, LD.
He just said every single thing I did about the Ember Spirit pick. Yeah, I don't think you can get away with the Drow strat either. No, it's not a good Drow.
Marana.
Alright, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. It's gonna be hard to...
Dire team back.
Очень небольшой, эффективный спил, так сказать, видно, что вся паня, это отличная возможность, когда война пиком для команды. Да, закадрили. Все, ну, даже взглянул, я прекрасно понимаю. Сейчас Вера меня не отбивает.
Can you go Bat Rider?
What? Can you go Bat Rider here? What else is really left? That's another OD counter. They have so many tanky heroes running at them. I love VGR's lineup. How do I look? Better than you? Huh? How do I look better? Jeez.
Поэтому я все склоняюсь к мысли, что выбивать можно иметь.
Может, будем ставить по картам? Это лошадей уважаем.
Это так, это будет давай, все, давай, кто-то так сейчас.
Я поставлю. Мне прикровер нравится, если честно, позицию. 2-1 в пользу ВГ против тенниса, я еще не банк.
Ставки сделаны, ставок больше нет. Да, и мы, естественно, передавать слово нашим комментаторам. Как обычно, находиться благодарим наших партнеров.
Thank you so much, Nahaz, here in the caster station, if you will, with the other Alan, Mr. Reborn, Antidota's finest as we get to cast Korea versus China. Should be an awesome one. So we got to hear a lot from the panel as far as how they thought the match is going to go. What do you think?
I agree with Yannis, or Fog as he goes by. I think he had hit the nail on the head. I mean, you have the Doom taking out the OD. They have a lot of silences on their team to really deal with the OD, and I think they're just going to be able to shut him down. Meanwhile, the OD versus the DP matchup here in the mid lane, it's going to heavily favor, I think, the DP because you're going to have the rotations in with the Earth Spirit, and I think it's just going to be more better than this Tusk roaming around. So we're going to see what happens, though.
Yeah, we saw it in the last series with Virtus Pro and their pickup of the Earth Spirit. If you're not able to really get a lot done at the start, if you're missing your rolling boulders and not really able to kind of make that early game impact, you tend to really fall off the radar as far as farm goes. And the next thing you know, you're trailing behind before you can get your magnetize underway, and you feel like you're not really able to contribute a whole lot. Yeah, it's an Earth Spirit, and he's almost like the Swiss Army knife of any hero where he has so much utility, but you know, it can waver at times a bit. But this is going to be an FY Earth Spirit at the end of the day, and as LD had mentioned, it's something we usually have seen in the hands of Fenrir when he was on his Vici gaming squad. So I am going to be curious to see how FY is going to be able to roll with it here. We see some early movement coming out from MVP with that smoke, but we might see an early skirmish here towards the top room, but it actually looks like DG are going to be pulling off and away from that skirmish and looking to just grab up that rune at the bottom lane instead.
Yep. MVP has really good early game potential with the Juggernaut, and then you can have the snowball potential catching a lot of these heroes out. So good at VGR kind of dodging it, even though you do have a lot of damage coming with the Rocket Barrage, but if they're grouped up, it wouldn't happen. So lanes are going to be kind of standard here as we thought. It's going to be dual lanes. So who's going to be getting the most out of the off lanes now? Forev is already doing his full shenanigans, and they can't really stop this. So that's going to help him a lot, as well as the Doom over here, Dakota. It's already starting in lane. This could be where the first misstep happens.
The mid lane is where we're going to see probably that first roll, and there it comes. FY swing and miss on the rolling boulder, will not have the slow, so Kiro is going to be able to walk away. Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. You get that first swing and miss, and you're not going to be able to make that early game impact that you like. It will force Kiro to go right into the south, but had there been the slow, that could have been your first
but you see the difference. I mean, you see Tusk, I just shot in, but then you have the Earth Spirit coming in, hitting him. It just does so much more work here. And well, they're still going to be babysitting him, Febby's, and as well as, it looks like FY might be trying to set up for a gank here on Forev. Doesn't have any wards scouting it out.
He's going to wait in the dark in the meantime, but that's typically what you want to do on your Earth Spirit when you're kind of in between gank potentials. You want to kind of stay off vision and try to make any sort of gank attempt a bit of a surprise right here. Deep commitment mid lane though as they go from the Casa. He's going to get the Soul Siphon here, but the roll forward comes out from the Snowball of Febby and Kiro.
Have a tank.
A rotation coming in for Ev on this one. 3 men involved, and they're still not going to be able to get her.
That could have been really good if they had Sprout, but he's not there. Missing a boulder from FY, but now he's in trouble. Do they have shards or anything? He's snowball. FY seems to be dead here.
He's running. Range. Febby trying to get close enough. The shards are going to be up now, but DDC has been able to rotate over, and now we're just going to see Dakota. Yeah, this is just game turf right here, and now the stun's going to be coming out. It's on the Febby. They turn over, going to get the Hex on for Kiro. Snowball in, they pick him up, and they roll him on forward, and it's going to be Febby. With the nice first blood there, it's going to be MVP who will strike first.
Yep. Poor little lion. He's just the squishiest of them all, getting caught out there, and that's going to help out a lot. For your roaming Tusk now, should be having boots on the courier. Yeah, he has the boots. He's going to be waiting for Kiro to get up his bottle before they start bringing in mid. That's going to help him a lot when he's...
FY, just again off the mark on the roll, and look how quick it can lead to trouble. FY going to be going down, and even Mikasa going to eat a lot of the blood damage there. We are going to be going to a pause, and I mean, gotta say it again, man. You think the hero is just like the easiest thing on earth, but if you happen to miss those rolling boulders, you put yourself in such a hairy situation.
And it's just set up by this ward over here, Dakota. I mean, they have this perfect one where it didn't get dewarded, and they're just having all the vision of the Earth Spirit. So he kind of is forced to go either from, either behind or from this hill. Like, he can come from the right side or he can come from the left side. But going from the middle lane, he's just going to get dodged every single time because they have eyes on him.
We'll have to see what he's going to be doing to make recovery there. It's hard to keep your eyes away from this mid lane because of all the ridiculous action that's been breaking out. But let's kind of scope how things have been happening on the other side of the globe here. Yang in the bottom lane on his Doom has been able to string together 8-0 CS. On the opposing lane, though, you have MP on his Jug, highest CS in the game right now, 17-2. When you look at the core on the opposing side of the map, and it being ZYF here on his prized gyrocopter, 16-3. And then, of course, we're going to have Forev here on the Nature's Prophet at 8-2.
Yeah. And you just saw how aggressive Forev plays his Nature's Prophet. He doesn't care if he's going to TP in and just get, 1 or 2 right clicks. That's how he plays. And once he starts getting up the Sprout, Mikasa is going to have tangos, like at all times. Else the DP is just going to get caught out constantly with the massive rotations that come in from MVP. Like the panelists talked about, this is a team that will put the pedal to the metal always, no matter what.
And with this Tusk continuing to float around this mid lane, I would not be surprised if Febi's going to be quick to pull that trigger here. But for now, just kind of playing it a bit slow. Same can go for FY, who's kind of finding his position here. Still at level 1, needs to find his own bit of groove. Bottom room, not too contested here. Doogie made the rotation over, but they're not going to find anything from it, and he'll just continue to work with the pulls and getting that lane equilibrium closer to the tower and make things that much easier there for MP on his Jug.
Yep. Doom still having a good time in the off lane. Doesn't have the best creep to work with right now, a Tornado. So he's not going to be setting up any easy kills on the mid lane perhaps, but it's going to be interesting to see when Yang is going to start rotating around because we've already talked about it. Forev, he's done a really nice job. MP, not level 6 here, just flirting with him, and that's when we can start seeing these solo kills on the Doom.
Now, one quick coconut setup, an Omni Slash, and this Doom could be in a bit of trouble. And if you look at the support staff there for VG Reborn, they could rotate in and assist. Right now, they don't really have any sort of TP scrolls, but there's not going to be much aid there for the Doom. And then you're looking at 2, maybe even 3 lanes, all one for MVP at the start of this one. As Keo's getting right back in his groove at 15-8 CS. His Death Prophet, though, 8-3 Ryu. It's been a struggle.
It's just what happens when you go for those early commitments and the ES doesn't help out and you just start giving kills over to the enemy team. They get more items to work with and they're on the back foot now. And DP is just, I don't know if it's because Mikasa is just getting outlaned skill-wise or if it's just, those early games hurting him so much right now. And yeah, this is the problem. Blocked off.
And they roll forward. Mikasa trying to turn the corner. FY will land his rolling boulder. It's decent. And he's going to get quickly Aster up. And here comes EYF. Drops down the call down. It is not going to be a big connection there. And they're going to have to step back instead. So rotation over. And there's a lot of fireworks, but no bloodshed for this one.
I'm so happy to see VGR kind of play that style where you just immediately have a TP in from your carry. And that's just showing you how much respect they give over to MVP and their aggression. If they had overcommitted from MVP, that could have been a huge team wipe. Meanwhile,
Sprout here on the ZYF. My goodness, QO hits like a truck. Gonna get the Astral off now. Surrounding him, trapped in. Can they finish on the counter? They certainly can. And they one more on the clock. Got it. Man, that came from downtown, and they are certainly going to get the connection there. Already a hot start for MVP at 3-0.
So what can you do now for VGR to really stop it? It was kind of on that gyrocopter to make that gank happen, or the return gank happen. What are we looking at Doom? He's almost level 6, so maybe he can start finally getting involved in his team fights for Yang. And
QO is just taking advantage at 8 hour levels. He drops the hammer on the lady's head, and we'll be able to finish off Mikasa there. Goes right to the Astral. Going to show up, kick stun. No, not going to connect. He's got the snowball. We'll save him from the stun. Nicely done there from Febby, and that's going to allow Kilo to make a safe escape. Nicely done there.
Meanwhile, top lane, they're going to get a pick off on the Furion, and that was just a really nice setup from DDC, going to help him get up to level 6. So VGR, even though they are losing out heavily in their mid lane, they still have the levels on their supports, on their off lane, so they can start making stuff happen. But I'm getting very worried once, talk about it. Odie is one of those heroes. He starts falling behind. It's not going to be that he can't catch up, but he's the one thriving exceptionally well on this mid lane.
We got a smoke here from MVP. MP, he's got that Omni Slash ready to go here. He sports his level 7 near level 8, and they go on the prowl. And are they going to be able to get the catch? A swing and a miss on the shards here.
Mid lane though, they're going to be rotating in.
Yes, they are. Oh, not going to catch with the rolling boulder there, but he does get the stun. Soul Cycle to call stun from DDC, and they just swarm under that OD. And they will be able to take him down. Vici Reborn will be able to get another kill for themselves as they push it up a bit. Now 4-2. MVP still looking for some action here in the top lane. They'll just turn this instead into a push for the tier 1 tower.
Are they going to get it though? They have TP rotations potentially from anyone. What is Doom looking like? Yang? Yeah, he has TP ready, so should be very worried right now for MVP not to overcommit. They still have the Doom to work with. MP can get off his Omni Slash before the Doom animation. Here we go though.
Ball down to MP. He's going to go for the breaker here. Literally retreat out. He's doomed up now, but a roll in comes up from FY. Beautiful stun connection. Not one, but two for Forev as well.
Blocked from the right side.
Who can't get in? There's the finger though. It's going to be able to connect and get the finish, taking out the Furion, and now they're going to get the follow-up kill as they finish off Duber's Witch Doctor. Vici Gaming Reborn now will tie things up 4-4 with that successful rotation to the top lane.
Oh my goodness, I can't stress enough how important Febby's play was there with that block off. Lion would have just got them additional 1 or 2 kills onto the Juggernaut, potentially the Tusk too. Really well played from Febby so far in his Tusk.
And, well, they were not able to get the deny, though, on that tier 1, so Forev will be able to pick up the last hit. We'll sport MVP a little bit of extra moolah here, and they'll get right back into the grind of their farm as QO makes his return back towards this mid lane right now. Looking to finish out those power treads here, and we'll really just get back into the grind.
Yeah, and it's just seems like it's going to come down to this mid lane here. Mikasa is still only level 7, but he's caught up to the OD who's only level 7, so this is very interesting. I guess both mid laners are getting heavy prioritized, seeing the rotations coming in from the Tusk as well as the Earth Spirit early on. It's been a bloodbath there, and
yeah, I mean, if you look at the levels for FY, this was a guy who was missing his opportunities for those early ganks and then really didn't have a home for himself to bring in the solo XP and was kind of starved at level 1 for quite a while.
Laners are almost higher level than the 2 solo mids as well. They're all level 7 right now. This is just great Dota.
Yeah,
action everywhere.
It's a bit all over the place here, but you would think that if action's going to be all over the place and it's going to feel very high octane, that would be to the benefit of MVP.
Right.
But Vici Gaming Reborn are showing that they can swing some punches themselves.
They just have set up that first gank with the Lion ulti perfectly, right when he got the level 6, and then that gank on the top lane, you saw it, talked about it, the Jug, all he can really do is Omni Slash first before you can get off the spit, before the Doom gets casted, but instead he went for that spin, tried to back out, and then they were able to get caught. So far VGR are like neck and neck when they're trying to battle this pressure coming out from MVP, and yeah, it looks like we're gonna have the game going underway. No long pauses. No call curses today, guys.
Nope, not yet at least. MP's going to go right for a Blade Fury TP out. Good for him. Yang was about to show up here, but you can tell they've been pretty thirsty to get some blood on the sword here for MP and make some use of that first Omni Slash. But bottom room here. It looks like Mikasa spots out Duber. Duber going to go right for the TP, and there's no way for her to stop that, so going to have to let the Witch Doctor go.
So, right now you've only lost 1 tower against MVP. Pressure will still be mounted, and it is going to be the form of Febby once again. Going to make some plays, and this is very interesting. You will never see this maximum frozen sigil here on Febby, and he's going in mid lane.
There's the snowball right into Mikasa here, and this seems to be an easy pickoff with the help of the Omni Slash. I said easy, but the shards are not going to let him to pass. A rotation will come up from Yang, and
bottom lane
at that same moment, simultaneous action. It's going to be DDC who gets the pickoff there, taking down Forev.
Nice pickoff, and it just seems like every time MVP go for a gank, they're just not getting it. We saw it earlier in the top lane, now in the mid lane.
Yep, they are getting forced back. MVP are trying to creep in from the northern side, and this could be the best opportunity. Picasso still pretty low here, and pretty low in the mana department as well. FY nearby, though, has that magnetized ready to go, and he has 4 stones. They got a nice doom here. They're going to try to save him up. They got the Astro there, but the magnetize. The Ebola begins to spread now. MP in big trouble. They're going to be dropping the Sandy's Eclipse. It's going to get the finish onto FY, but they've already got their own return fire finger on the QO, and they're going to get the finish, taking out the OD, and they're looking for more. Forever, a man on the run here, gets off a nice little sprout, and it might be able to get him away. He's going to be good. It turns into a 2-for-1 trade, though. One very profitable for Vici Gaming Reborn.
Man, that was without Gyrocopter Ultimate as well as DP Ulti. I am so scared right now if I'm an MVP fan. They just manhandled them. And that's just MVP getting a little bit too aggressive, not giving enough respect over to the Doom, as well as the Earth Spirit. Nice kick from FY, kind of, making up for early game. And they're just leaving this ward. What is happening? They're like saying, who do we want to give this to right now?
I'll take that extra gold. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I see what he did. He
eat it.
Sure, yeah.
Gets that extra bit of regen. That efficiency. I can appreciate that.
I was talking about it. I thought that Mikasa would be the one that needed the tangos, but it turns out ZYF is a little bit smarter.
Yeah,
so
we saw a bit of that at the Shanghai Major there. You don't want to get caught in those sprouts, especially in the heat of a battle. When you got someone like a Gyrocopter who is a bit limited on the heavy range, and there's going to be a roll in. Good slow connection with all that Blade Fury. Kick stun will be on to 2. Magnetize going to be coming out. Drops a new stone. That's going to be easily 2 to go down if they can't save themselves. They'll try to go back. Good snowball from Febby, but they are going to have that Magnetize still there, and they will get the finish on the Febby. QO. Miss. Barely going to be able to sidestep that boulder smash, and will avoid the trouble, but the ghosts are already out, and DG, I think he's going to segue this into a tier 1 push.
Yeah. Imagine if that kick had hit, or even Doom was up, and that's MVP. They're trying to press the fight when they know Doom is not down, or Doom is down, so they can win a team fight, but they still didn't. And right now it's looking amazing for VGR, and maybe MVP are going to have to stop trying to run their heads at the enemy and try to go for the later game here.
They spotted FY, but it's Febby who gets caught out. There's a Hex. The stun falls up from FY, but there goes the Nature's Wrath, and it's going to do some serious work. The Earth Spirit is going to be going down to him on the QO. Here comes ZYF loading in with the Rocket Barrage. Soul Siphon from Mikasa. The Crypt Swarm's there, but not going to be enough to finish him off. But the Doom could take down Febby looking for the deny. He's going to be able to get it. And they get their own trade. MP going to be going down here, and well, they're looking for more Febby. Trying to find a way out, but can't slip out. And it's going to be Vici Gaming Reborn. Again, a good, successful couple of pickoffs and a follow-up objective here. I got to say, Vici Gaming Reborn might not have been favorites coming into the series, but they're looking pretty high in game number 1.
They're just looking amazing right now. You have 2 tanky heroes into the DP as well as the Doom, and they just have so much lockdown coming in from FY as well. They're just getting overwhelmed from MVP. They don't really have the burst damage. And because, the Tusk kind of went this, Frozen Sigil build, the Juggernaut is kind of like all on him to get a good Omni Slash off, and he's still only level 9, so he's not going to have those extra slashes to work with. It's very hard for them to burst these heroes right now from VGR.
So what do you do now if you're MVP and you're looking at a situation where you are getting bumped down quite a bit and you could be falling behind quite I mean, we're looking at the net worth now, the top 3 all belonging to Vici Gaming Reborn here. How do we get the cores from MVP to get back into the grinders? It looks like Febby may be caught out once again. A 3-man movement, stun, finger, and feels like it's all DDC for that one, but they will get the Tusk takedown.
Yeah, at least that was only a support going down. Also could have been very bad. If any of these cores keep, their momentum keeps getting slowed, this OD is getting crippled, and meanwhile you're talking about top lane, they set up a game.
One more stone, and I think FY could even get a solo kill here, and he's going to go for it. Roll all the way in, not going to connect with that one. Magnetize also is going to be a miss, but he gets the fall connection. He dropped the stone, but the kick of the stun, not going to be there, and a bit sloppy there from FY, but it is going to allow the Nature's Prophet to make a slick escape.
Yeah, luckily that didn't happen later into the game, so he can reflect on it, hopefully fix it for later team fights. But that's just going to slow down the split push, where I was going to be forced to retreat into the jungle. So he's going to be going for an Orchid, trying to shut down maybe the Lion on the back lines, even the DP, forcing her to maybe go for the Yules, but Yules is pretty standard on on the DPs nowadays.
Yeah.
That extra movement speed.
Radiant's top tower
That race car build up, but got to make sure you give some love to the stats here. She can be a pretty frail hero until later on when you're starting to build in those crazy like Octarine cores and hearts, even just Shivas, anything to kind of tank up a bit. But it does look like MVP are going to go on the assault for their second tier 1 tower here at the bottom lane. FY's nearby, but obviously he doesn't want to have anything to do with it, and it'll be an easy, secure tier 1 tower going the way of MVP. But we look at the network, and it's, at the moment, all Vici Reborn.
Yeah, they have really good game sense from MVP still when they're going around. Like, they realized that Gyrocopter TP top lane to set up for the kill. They knew he wouldn't have one, so they immediately took the bottom tower. And it's just the Furion effect, where you're just constantly pushing out all the lanes right now. So that's going to be their ticket, as you asked earlier, back into the game. Furion's going to have to make as much space as he can just for the cores to catch back up. And drums is not enough on an OD. He needs to have a BKB ASAP, and even then, they do have that BKB piercing spell in the Doom and the Spirit Siphon, so it's going to be so hard to kite VGR.
What do you think about the Nature's Prophet build-up? I don't know if you already touched on it a bit, but he's going for the Orchid grab here.
Yeah, I liked it for the, I talked about it a bit where it's ultimate.
We're going to be going down here as the fight does break out. It's an uppercut for the Doom, and there'll be a trade at one apiece. MVP, as they look to make a retreat, FY does roll in from the other side. Is not going to be able to get the catch on anyone, but he looks to isolate. Forev walks in, magnetized, nice pull silence onto the 2, follows it up with a good kick stun, but he's going to try his best before he does get dropped to get a couple of stones down here. Maybe one more might assist in finishing off Forev, but yeah, they're going to be able to follow up and take down the pesky little Nature's Prophet.
Oh, this sets up for Roche now with the Exorcism. Such a good gank, and it was all set up by this deep ward here for VGR, scouting out the OD. Sure, you trade off your Doom, but I'll take that any day, Doom for an OD, and now they're going to be able to take this Roche. And Witch Doctor's coming over here for Dubu. Put down a ward. This should get immediately de-warded eventually.
We'll get it quick, but we have a Doom out right now. Yeah, and they're looking to go for MP here. Kickstun will connect, and that'll be a 2-man gank, finishing off the jug here. Things continue to come up roses right now for Vici Gaming Reborn. Now they have the benefit of the Aegis on their side, the momentum, and the pace is going to be on them.
Dire's top tower has been
And this Tusk is just heavily falling off. You saw Febby having an amazing kind of 8 minutes to this game, but now it's just, this Tusk is doing absolutely nothing. It's saving the OD when he's already on like 100 life or 200 life.
Yeah.
It's just not helping set up anything, and it's just saving a dead hero. So, very worried still for MVP, and yeah, VGR just looking like they're going to manhandle MVP right now.
Has there been a lot of situations where we have been seeing MVP kind of put in this situation? Normally you see MVP, the ones, the aggressors, QO walks up and he walks into trouble, Hex finger, boom, see you later. ZYF is going to pick up the last hit on that one, and he's now got a mega kill streak. And with that, again, an objective follow-up is Vici Gaming Reborn will segue this into a tier 2 push, just from one to the next, to the next, to the next.
Such good play right now from VGR. How long? They just acquired the Aegis too, so they have such a long time to work with. They can even get the tier 1 top, tier 2, and then they can still go back, farm a bit more, and go for that tier 2 bottom. So they're looking very strong, and even going into the later game stages, Dakota, I would still favor VGR just because of their Doom taking out the hero. The DP is going to be very tanky now because she's caught up nicely, and then Gyro's just steadily getting out of control.
Yeah, Soul Booster actually already complete here for Mikasa. Your stand-in here, a late last second stand-in at that. And now they have this huge stack build-up right now as FY rolling down and below, and they've been able to catch out MP. Silence will connect, the stun will be off the mark, but a boulder flies from downtown and we'll be able to connect onto him. That leads to a cooldown, that leads to a kill, another one, going into the pocket of ZYF.
Yeah, he couldn't TP there because Doom was right there, and he didn't even waste it. That was so smart from Yang. He's like, okay, well, team's coming in, and we're just going to be able to get the kill.
Man, look at that girthy stack. Man, ZYF, this guy is going to be out of control rich right now.
middle tower is under attack.
quickly MVP tried to respond by getting some pressure towards this top lane or something, just taking what farm is available on the map so they could try their best to match up in this economy game, which they are losing. My goodness, you look at the Jug, 5.6k. This gyrocopter is pretty much double that.
And with the BKB, the only person who can really do anything now is the Juggernaut, as we talked about, and he's getting shut down. So, and he's not even going to have another item. All he has is drums and potentially a Yasha for the next team fight, because I don't see VGR slowing down at all. They have a huge advantage. They can push towers because they picked this Death Prophet, and MVP are just wondering what the hell do they do now with this OD that's so underfarmed.
Almost feels like MVP getting a taste of their own medicine here at the way that Vici Gaming have been able to really dictate the pace of it. And this is with what I would say a bit of a sketchy start, you know, a couple of missed gank opportunities, but they certainly found their way back into this one, and now they're smoked up, and they could make a roll here towards this Jug. MP in a bit of trouble. He's going to be able to get off the Blade Fury, but it's not going to stop the Doom or Soul Siphon from coming through. Dubu drops a Death Ray on the high ground here, but they already get the finish up for the Jug as the Exorcism comes out. They're all going to be focused up, and yeah, my God, 2-point fighting coming out is just wonderful for Vici Gaming. Reborn FY sets up a beautiful silence and stun combo, and 4 go down from MVP. Only going to be costing Vici Gaming Reborn their one support Lion. Another beautiful fight going their way. 8-20. Who the fuck?
I thunk it.
So did Fog too. Gotta give you guys both a bit of credit there.
Yeah, I'm gonna NA Dota. I mean, I'm going against LD on the panel. That guy is, it was just easy to predict against him, but this is looking very good for VGR when it comes to, I think it's just all coming back to the OD. Like, this hero is not accomplishing anything. It's kind of like a Viper. Sure, he had a okay time there at the 10-minute mark, but until the 10-minute mark, and then they just turned up the tempo immediately from VGR. Oh my goodness. And like you said, a taste of their own medicine.
It feels like they know that there is really no plan B for MVP at the moment, at least with the, I don't know, farm they have right
There's no
now.
plan B. I mean, you see it. I told you, OD has to go BKB, but that doesn't help against the Doom.
No, even Forev, who's trying to issue some sort of plan B as he split pushes here in the bottom lane. Gonna get caught out quickly. This Lion has a Blink Dagger, and that's gonna make easy catch potential there for the Tyrion. Back at top lane here, they're gonna make a go for Hero. Beautiful stun silence combo, which sets up the call down. And again, ZYF doing work for his gyrocopter, and great assist potential coming in from FY. Crumbling right now for MVP. I don't even know the last time I seen them being able to get a kill.
Yeah, it's so nice to see a team too like VGR when you have this stand-in who didn't have the best laning stage, and then they all kind of rally around him and make sure that he can have a great game. So I'm really excited to see that. And oh man, I can't even point out who's MVP right now because DDC has been playing amazing. ZYF with his rotations. Everything's just been on point from VGR.
And ZYF is going to be moving this straight towards a butterfly. He already has the Ingle song done. I mean, what do you do now? I mean, I don't imagine any sort of Rod of Atos, let's say, for your OD or MKB anywhere in the future right now for MVP.
That's the best thing you can get against an OD too. Like evasion as well as BKB. Just make, and when you have both on gyrocopter, it's like KO.
Yep. The man in the machine is going to be one hard beast to take down, and we'll have to see what MVP are going to be able to do to kind of find their own response. And, you know, cliff jungling, I guess, in a small sense here from Forev, but nonetheless just trying to make do with what's available on the map. But
MP. I am so scared every time somebody goes in lane, they're going to die.
yeah, I mean, he's the one now away from the pact, and maybe they can try to find a way to utilize this in their favor to make it a bait, but even then, I don't even know if they're going to have enough firepower.
They have no potential to catch anyone, Dakota. How do they catch him without a snowball? And we saw the snowballs only used for defensive purposes.
Oh God, they've been able to spot out Stubby. They easily roll in, set up with the silence. Yanga's going to blink in. He gets immediately doomed up. This Jug is going to be a non-factor in this fight, and that's quickly 3 on the deck. And they're trying their best. They get off a pretty good death mode here, but no finish, and that is it. They're going to tap out before they even get close to the base on this one. Vici Gaming Reborn just come out on all cylinders for game number 1.
Yep. That was just VGR. Once you saw the Lion and the Doom get 6, that was just so... They just turned up the tempo better than MVP, and that was really well played.
We got to break it down though from the start as we do take a look, and and as you said, it's really hard to pinpoint who would be MVP for VGR in this one. They all were able to kind of, as you said, rally around behind their Mikasa mid laner.